Brother Ibrahim, first and foremost, how are you doing emotionally and physically after everything you've experienced?
Alhamdulillah, physically I feel a lot better than when I arrived. Emotionally, the emotions are still high. I still feel a sense of anger towards the Israeli regime for what they're doing, what they are still doing to Palestinians on a daily basis, and what they have done to us when we were intercepted by them.
Tell us a little about who Ibrahim Peters is.
So I am a self-employed businessman. I have catering businesses and hiring businesses. I am also an Arabic teacher. I studied at the Azhar University in Egypt. I am fluent in the Arabic language as well as the Egyptian colloquial language. I also speak the dialect of the Palestinians. Yeah, so that is me.
What was going through your mind? Did you anticipate all of the many risks that are involved?
The risks I explained to you beforehand, and we knew what we were doing, we knew what we were going into. We knew we would be intercepted, but what we didn't know the level of torture that we would be put through after we were intercepted, because the Israeli regime is very barbaric. They do not care for anyone. And if they could do this to us, how I don't even want to imagine what they are doing to Palestinian people on a daily basis. Because yes, when we were intercepted, even when we were being tortured, even when we were thrown into prison cells, in the back of your mind, you know that you have a government back home that will put pressure and you will be released. But what about those Palestinians that are held there hostage in those prisons, in those ruthless and dirty prisons? What about them? We speak for them, we raise our voices, but nothing happens.
Take us back to the moment Israeli forces intercepted the flotilla. What happened?
So it was early in the morning as I was on one of the boats called the Maryland. We were intercepted very early. I think we were the second boat that was intercepted. So in at, in the morning, I came up onto deck because the whole night before we were on drone watch and trying to see, because usually what happens is the flotillas are intercepted at night. So the whole night we were on alert trying to see what's going to happen. Drones flying over, all you heard was the drones buzzing. And then the morning came, and to us that was okay, they didn't come, so we still have chance to sail for another day. uh, and our goal was we're going to reach Gaza. And when they didn't come that night, it put some hope into us. But when I came up onto deck on the morning of interception, I looked at the horizon and I saw this big military ship and one corvette ship, also military. And in no time, the boat that was sailing on the left side of us had three Zodiacs surrounding them. And immediately we prepared for interception because we were trained that once you see them, put on your life jackets, sit in an orderly fashion so that you don't intimidate them, keep your hands up at all times. So they boarded that ship and immediately came to us. We didn't even have chance to send videos out. We didn't have chance to do anything because they came to us so quick. And when they boarded our ship, about 20 IOF soldiers boarded our ship, and they were pointing lasers at us, guns at us. I had a taser pushed against my head and then against my arm. They did not tase me, but they were trying to put fear into me. We were then taken to the front of the boat, on the bow of the boat, and we were kept there. While we were sitting there, they were shooting at the cameras that were installed onto our boat. They broke the camera that they could reach, but the one that was on the mainsail on top there, they shot at it, and the debris fell towards us. Then we were taken onto the Zodiac and escorted with them. They took us to this prison ship. When we were taken onto the prison ship, we were stripped of all our clothes, that all all the clothes that you had, jackets and all that. They would leave you with a t-shirt and whatever pants you had on. Then they would take you into, while walking, they would beat you up and take you into this courtyard where we were held. We were held there for 2 days. They were circling with us. They were experienced sailors on the boat that were part of the flotilla who told us that these people are turning every time, and we were sailing like that, but you would hear screams of people coming into the boat. We were shot at on the boat. We were a lot of different things happened on the boat. But the thing about this, when we were on this prison boat, is that we had unity. No matter where you were from the world, in the world, we had unity. We were together. There was a time when we made salah on the boat, and all the Muslim participants would stand in front, and the Christian or non-Muslim participants were behind us, but they followed us at how we were making salah, just to show the unity of the participants of the flotilla. Then we were escorted to Ashdod port, where we docked in Ashdod port, and that's where the real torture started. We were taken out of the boats. We were beaten up. We were tased. We were thrown wet. We were strip searched. There was all different types of things happening to us at that time. They beat us up so badly, and then they took us to this platform, a concrete platform, where we were put into stress positions. I'm sure you saw the video of Ben Gavir parading in between us in the stress positions, and he would kick us, or whoever walked past us would kick us. They were there with cameras and taking videos, mocking us, playing the Israeli anthem over and over and over for about 3 hours in that position. My legs was numb. My hand was dead because the cable tie was tied behind my hands, behind my back, and there are still scars on my arm at this moment of how even my thumb still till today there's feeling now, but it's still a little numb. So then we were taken to this place where they were asking us questions, asking us to sign documents, admission of guilt, and all those kind of things. And my Adala lawyer told me not to sign anything, and also not to answer any questions, just say no comment. So this is the thing. They wanted you to sign an admission of guilt and that you entered Israel illegally. But we didn't want to go to wherever they wanted to take us. We were en route to Gaza. So if they let us go to Gaza, we wouldn't know. They didn't need anything from us. Then we were handcuffed, and also shackles were put on our legs, and then we were put in prison buses, and they drove with us
Brother Ibrahim,
until we reached.
with
Yes,
everything that you're
yes.
describing, it sounds scary. It sounds like an extreme ordeal. Tell us what kept you strong throughout this entire ordeal.
Okay, so when we reached the prison, there was a sense of fear that came over me, that because every 5 minutes they would pull someone out. Every 2 minutes, every half an hour, they just didn't care. Whenever they felt like it, they would pull someone out. So there was this sense of fear that overcame me. But laying on that bunk, because I was on the bottom bunk, and on top of me was like written into the steel there, with scratched with something, La tahzan, inna Allah ma'ana, that do not fear, Allah is with us. And this was something that brought calm to me. It became very emotional because then I started looking around at writings in the prison, and there was written in blood at one place in the cell. It was written, in al-alam, where's the world? So all these things calmed you down, because you read messages that they tried to send out to their families, and the prisoners, the hostages, these Palestinian hostages that are held there. So these kind of things kept me together and made me feel stronger, because 100% they go through much worse than what we went through.
It does sound, at this moment in time, that you're still feeling those emotions. Yeah, I want to thank you for coming onto camera on the show and sharing your message and your experience with the listeners of Radio Al-Ansar worldwide, really. Thank you very much. And as closing this morning, what would you say to South Africans who may support the Palestinian cause emotionally but feel powerless to help?
No one is powerless. Everyone has something or someone or a way that you can support the Palestinian cause. It doesn't always have to be direct action like we have done. There is other ways. There's the BDS movements. Start boycotting all the products that you need to boycott. Start speaking, just speaking about Palestine. Make your voice heard. This is very important, because the more voices that are heard, the more pressure is put on them. And when you boycott their products, economic pressure brought apartheid South Africa to its knees, and economic pressure can bring apartheid Israel to its knees. So this is the message that we want to put out there. In every way that you can, the smallest way that you can, support Palestine, support other countries that are in turmoil at this time. And then in closing, we would like to put out there that we still need to put pressure for our 10 comrades that were on the land convoy that are still detained. We need to put pressure for the 5 comrades in Tunisia who are arranging the global Flotilla from there and were locked up. We still need to put pressure for their immediate release. And wherever I speak, I will keep on speaking about it, because we need more people to speak about it.
Again, thank you very much for making the time to share your story with us here on Radio Al-Ansar, and then on camera as well. We do appreciate you and your message to our listeners. We wish you a blessed day further.
Shukran. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
You can hear, you can feel, you can experience that emotion that is coming through him now. Even now, sitting in the car, just going from point A to point B early on a Tuesday morning, there's still so much of pain.
Yes, you've lived through it. You've experienced every minute of all of it. So I think no matter how many times you tell it, it will take you back to those moments, and you keep reliving that experience.
Without a doubt, a story that we will keep our focus on as it develops, and try and get you further conversations with others that were involved as time passes. And as Ibrahim says, keep an eye on those folks that are still there, still locked up.
And we ask you to keep Brother Ibrahim and everybody else in your du'as, because the pain from this you carry with you for a lifetime.